You ever get the feeling that someone knows more than they're letting on? That eerie, gut turning suspicion that you're only being told half the story. That's the feeling I get when I think about the Special Forces in Dead Rising. These guys aren't your typical soldiers. They don't hesitate, they don't ask, they don't stop to ask questions. They don't even seem shocked by what they're seeing. They land in Willamette, and from the moment their boots hit the ground, they're already on the attack. No warnings, no evacuations, no orders to contain the situation. Just one mission: kill everything. And that's not how a rescue operation works. The deeper you look into their actions, the clearer it becomes. They knew something we didn't. Let's take a step back for a second. Imagine you're in charge of a military response to a massive unknown outbreak. What's your first move? Secure the area, identify the threat, look for survivors, maybe even establish a quarantine zone. You don't just storm in with the intent to kill everything that moves. Yet, that's exactly what the Special Forces do. From the moment they arrive, it's clear that they aren't here to contain the outbreak. They're here to wipe it from existence. Survivors? They are nothing but loose ends. Research is of no use to them. Even the zombies themselves just obstacles to be removed. There's no learning, no studying, no curiosity, just execution. And it begs the question, why? Why would a highly trained military force treat this outbreak like it's just another routine operation? How did they know what they were up against before they even got there? Because let's be real, this isn't how soldiers react to an unknown threat. It's how they react to something they've already seen before. Something they've been trained to handle. By now, we know that the Willamette outbreak wasn't some freak accident. It was a government experiment gone wrong. Carlito Keys, the man behind the attack, wasn't just some random terrorist. He was carrying out a plan fueled by revenge. His home, Santa Cabeza, had been used as a testing ground for Biden-engineered parasites. Parasites that the US government helped develop. And when these things spiraled out of control there, they covered it up, buried the truth, wiped the entire place off the map. Sounded familiar? The Special Forces weren't just responding to Willamette, they were cleaning up another mess, another Santa Cabeza, another classified disaster that the world was never supposed to see. The difference this time? Frank West was watching. Now let's talk about the boots on the ground, the soldiers themselves. It's easy to think that they were just following orders, doing what they were told without questioning, but were they really that blind? The way they moved, the way they fought, it was too efficient, too programmed. These weren't just men in uniform, they were operators, trained for something far worse than conventional warfare. If they were truly just grunts, dropped into an unknown disaster, they would have shown hesitation. They would have made mistakes, but instead, they executed their mission like they had done this before. Like this wasn't their first time. How many times had they been sent to clean up after a bioweapon experiment went wrong? How many outbreaks have been covered up before this one? And most importantly, what happens to soldiers who start asking too many questions? Because here's the thing, if a soldier in the unit started realizing the truth, realizing that they are erasing an innocent lives to protect a corrupt secret, what do you think would happen to them? They wouldn't make it home. They become another casualty of the mission, which means the only ones who survived, the ones who kept following orders, they weren't just soldiers anymore. They were accomplices. So here's the part that's really disturbing. If the Special Forces treated Willamette like it was just another job, then that means Willamette wasn't unique at all. It was a part of a pattern. The US government has already proven that they're willing to fund bioweapon experiments. We know that Santa Cabeza was wiped out, its entire population exterminated to clear up the truth. And if that's the case, how many more towns like Willamette have disappeared? How many quarantine zones were actually slaughterhouses? And if Frank West hadn't escaped, would anyone have even known Willamette ever existed? The special forces knew the truth. They had been down this road before. They had killed before, and they will kill again. The real question isn't what they knew. The real question is, how many more times has this happened? Because if history has taught us anything, it's that the most dangerous threats aren't the ones we see. They're the ones that disappear without a trace. This has been Red Major 2K. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and subscribe for more deep videos just like this and the hidden levels of horrors of gaming or just any game in general. Let me know what your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Willamette was the only cover-up, or are those more we'll never hear about? Until next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and remember, sometimes the truth is buried for a reason.